Hello there, in this micro lesson video we are going to be looking at solid state storage, and we're going to be looking at how it can be used, so let's get learning. So all of you, by the end of this video, will hopefully all understand the purpose of solid state storage. Most of you will be able to explain where and why solid state storage is used today, and some of you will be able to describe benefits and limitations of solid state storage. So what is solid state storage? Solid state storage stores data in ones and zeros on electrical transistors. If the transistor conducts electricity, it's equal to a 1, on. If the transistor does not conduct the electricity, it's set to 0 or off. So you can see here we've got two pictures of two hard disks. The left hand side we've got a traditional hard disk with the platter and the arm which moves out to record things magnetically. On the right hand side you can see a solid state device, and straight away their appearances are very different. On the solid state disk, on the right hand side, you can see blocks of circuits, and that's where the different pieces of data are stored. On the left hand side, on the hard disk, you can actually see the disk which is involved. So straight away, when you're looking at those, you can see massive differences. For example, the solid state disk doesn't have anywhere near as many moving parts. In fact, it has no moving parts compared to a hard disk. If you think about the hard disk, it's easy to break, it's fragile, whereas a solid state disk is much more robust, it's much more sturdy because how it transmits and how it stores the data. So we can see some benefits and limitations of solid state. It uses a lot less power than other storage media. So for example, if we see here, you can see that the power requirements for a hard disk drive, you'd have to move the spindle around, you'd have to move around each disk, whereas a solid state drive, it doesn't have that requirement. It lasts longer due to magnetics, due to no moving parts. The fast access times are a massive feature purely because it doesn't have to scan round and find the data on a disk. It just can find where it is stored, find the address and get the data. It's much more quickly, and it runs silently. I'd love to say it runs absolutely zero silent, but of course there will be some sort of micro noise being produced. Limitations of it is that it is very expensive at the moment. If you think about devices such as iPhones or other smartphone technology as at the moment, they all come with solid state storage, and that's one of the reasons why they can be so expensive, because of the storage they require. You wouldn't want to have a disk with moving pieces in your phone in case if you drop it, you don't only try and crack your screen, you also break your hard drive as well. The size drives available commercially at the moment are much smaller as well compared to magnetic drives. So for example, a couple of weekends ago I replaced my hard drive. I thought I'll spend some money, and I bought a 240 gigabyte solid state drive, and it cost me just shy of £60. Whereas for that other £60 I could have easily bought a magnetic drive which would have data capacity in the range of 2 to 3 terabytes. There's a massive gulf at the moment, purely because solid state drives at the moment are a newer technology. It's still being developed, it's still being refined, it's still rather new, so it's going to be more expensive for them to be able to produce, at which point the cost again gets passed on to the customer. So here's an activity for you. So you can state how a solid state drive stores data, describe why a professional computer gamer would want to use a solid state drive, and explain the benefits and limitations of using a solid state drive. I'll give you a few seconds to pause the video. And now let's look at some answers. So we have got a statement for how a solid state drive uses to store data. So it uses transistors to store either an electrical state or non-electrical state. We have got a description for why a gamer would want it, because they'd want to have fast access times for his game file. So for example, if he was playing a game such as Civilization 5, he'd want to be able to load it up to 5, he'd want to load up his save games quickly, he wouldn't want his hardware to slow him down. Also, would he want his hard drive to break down halfway through a game? No, he wouldn't. And there you can see an explanation of the benefits and limitations of using a solid state drive. I hope this lesson has been helpful for you. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe. If you're doing exams, I wish you the very best, and I'll see you in a future video. Bye bye.